go live.
Okay, so we want.
There we go. Yay! All right, we're good. Go ahead and start that PowerPoint for me. Excellent, and good slideshow. All right, we're all set. We're live, and welcome to Making the Most of Streamlabs. My name, like I said before, is Phineapoo, and I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you a little bit better. Let's go around the room really quickly, introduce ourselves, get to know each other. We'll start on this end. What's your name? What's that? Larry? Okay. Larry, what brings you in? What are you wanting to get out of this program? Learning more about streaming. Excellent. Gretchen, nice to meet you. And how to stream and all that. All right.
Michael.
Michael, nice to meet you. What's your...
Same thing as them.
Same thing as them. All right.
I want to learn.
What's that? Miranda, and? Here to learn. All right. All right, Raymond, also here to learn the stream. Well, my real name is Peter, but I go by Finn online. What's that? That's fine, as long as they can hear me. No, that's fine. I want to show them. It's fine. Anyway, I appreciate it. But so right now we're going to be going through a little bit. Before we do the how, I want to go through the why. Reasoning for that is streaming takes a lot of hard work and dedication. It's a lot more training than you might think. Let's go ahead and flip to the next slide really quickly. And let's talk about this. How do you define success when it comes to streaming online? Let's start with you, Larry. What's that? Don't really know? That's okay. Gretchen? Having people that watch you.
Yeah, having people watch you and getting, lots of likes.
Getting lots of likes and having people watch you. When people enjoy your content, that's a really good one. And when you enjoy doing what you do, that's really good. And those are really, really amazing answers. I'll be honest, I was half expecting at least somebody to say, earning a lot online or lots of followers or things like that. I was half expecting that. So those are some really good answers. And I want to cover that part first, the, getting lots of likes and followers before we get into the enjoying it part, because you guys, I believe, have your priorities straight and having it make sure it's like, okay, I want to enjoy this, I want to be able to go through all that good stuff. So let's go ahead, flip. So how long do you think that takes? We'll start on this side. A long time. The whole time? Now, let me ask, what do you mean by the whole time?
I don't think you really had success until satisfaction.
Yeah, satisfaction. I think that's a really good point. Everybody remember that. You don't necessarily have success unless, say it again? You're satisfied with it. That's very good.
Same as her.
Same as her, all right. Yes. That's a good question. That's a really good question. Yes and no.
Success is relative to the person, right?
Exactly.
Somebody else.
Exactly. Success is indeed relative to the person. It's not something that comes overnight necessarily, but it could be overnight for you guys if that's what you guys have defined as your own success. A long while. All right. Yes.
Epic Gamer says months to years.
Months to years, says Epic Gamer.
That's a subscriber.
Yeah. So let me ask the live stream chat right now who's watching. How If any of you have done YouTube or have done videos or anything like that in the past, how long has it taken you to feel like you've had success? If you feel like you've had success at all. We'll give the chat a moment to fill that out. But it does take a long time. A lot of people define success as a number. A big one is that the million subscriber mark on YouTube, or an X amount of followers on Twitch or Mixer or whatever the case may be. And it takes a while. Let's go ahead and hit the space bar. Oh, we have answers?
I don't have it at all, never, and then 2 to 4 years.
2 to 4 years. So we've got somebody who's been doing it 2 to 4 years. I myself has been doing it for about 3. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the YouTubers that you see on here. I base a lot of the presentation on YouTube just because that's what I'm used to and everything like that. You can easily apply this to Twitch or Mixer or whatever the case may be. So we'll look at Jack's Films. He does lots of comedy sketches. You might know him from Yai, things like that. He uploaded his first video June 26, 2006, and it wasn't until June 27th of 2013 that he hit 1 million subscribers. That is 7 years worth of work that he did before he reached that amount. Dude Perfect, they do trick shots with basketballs and other sports and stuff like that. They uploaded their first video April 8th, 2009, and it wasn't until December 2nd of 2013, which was almost 5 years, 4 years and about 230 days, that they had hit their million mark. Now you look at Log.zip, he does Minecraft, a lot of Minecraft stuff like that. He uploaded his first video July 14th, 2006, and it wasn't until April 30th of 2016, almost 10 years before he hit the 1 million subscriber mark. Now, a lot of people, they put a lot of time and effort into their channels, sometimes daily. That time and effort, I highly recommend, if you want to see success, you put in. Even if it's just an hour a day, you can easily find a repetition, you can find some sort of pattern, some schedule, and you'll be able to have success in that way. A lot of them had to upload a lot of videos before they could have success. Like I said before, I'm nearing my 1,000 video mark. I'm up over 900 videos, and I'm still working towards it. And I might be working for another 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years. I don't know. But we'll see, and that success will come in time. Let's go ahead and switch to the next slide and talk about this mad lad right here. This absolute mad lad. We'll talk about it. And this is PewDiePie. You might have heard of him. He's a small YouTuber out there. He just hit 86 million subscribers and is currently fighting T-Series for the highest subscribed person on YouTube. He started his channel on the 29th of April, 2010. He dropped out of college, as a matter of fact. Parents refused to support him, and he funded his early videos by selling hot dogs on the street. And he also sold prints of his Photoshop art. He finally hit his 1 million subscribers July of 2012. He only took about 2 years in order to reach his first million. Now, that is relatively speaking quick. He came during a time when gaming was starting to explode on YouTube, and he's been changing his content over time to match what people want to watch on YouTube. He's a good example of how you can have success on YouTube, or on Twitch, or on Mixer, or on any streaming platform. He's a really good example. Go ahead and hit the next one for me. But that's the big one, and I think you made a good point. Success, and you also made that same point, success is relative, and it differs from person to person, but do not expect it all at once. I've talked with several people before that they go in thinking, okay, you know, I'll do this for about a week, and then all of a sudden my channel will blow up, and I'll be the next big star. You know, it doesn't work that way. It starts small, and it can take quite some time. 99% of the time, it's going to take a grind. That 1% of the time, you'll hit that lucky break. Let's go ahead and move on here really quickly Do we have any comments from the live chat?
Not anything relevant, no.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the tale of two perspectives. I've noticed all of your answers are over here on the better side of things, which is fantastic. A lot of people have that good side over here. You know, they want to become famous. They want to, you know, make it a job or prove to everybody else, I can do this. Why do I have these over on good? Well, they're good motivators. They're really good things to make sure, hey, I'm gonna make this, you know, my job down the road. I want to do this. I want to become famous. I really want to be the next big thing. Or I want to prove to so-and-so that they were wrong. Problem is, those can fizzle out with time. You know, your interests could change, and making it your job isn't a motivator anymore. Or becoming famous just not worth the effort. Or proving to everybody else that you can do it. Once you've uploaded a couple of videos, they're like, okay, you did it. And then that's it. Better motivators is it's something that interests you. If it interests you, you'll hang on to it longer. You want to challenge yourself. When it's placed upon yourself, you're more motivated to do it than if it's placed on somebody else. And then if it looks like fun. If you're in it to have fun, you'll have a lot better time keeping up with it than otherwise. Let's go ahead and switch. Oh, we got more on the live chat here. All right, Don't Ask says success can take a long time, and you can start from zero, and depending on the effort, you can hit it big. F1 says if you want success, play what you like, and try to motivate the viewers to play those games. And that's a good point that F1 brings up, interaction with your viewers. And we'll get into that a little bit more, but interaction is really, really big. A few words of caution before we start diving in and we start getting to the computers here. Don't rush it. You want to make sure you take your time in getting things the way you want on your streams, on your videos, before you upload or go live. If you get it the way you want, you'll be more happy with it, and you'll be more satisfied with putting your content out there. You will be on the internet, so act accordingly. If you want to protect yourself, you know, find some sort of new handle or something like that that you want to name yourself as. Your gamer tag maybe, or a different name of some sort. You know, maybe don't do a face reveal. Do it that way. Keep your private life as separate as you can from your streaming life. There's going to be a time if you do end up making it big, I'll say when you do end up making it big, you'll want to eventually incorporate your personal life, and that will be an inevitable thing. But when you're first starting out, keep those separate. And then figure out who you want to be. You can make your own personality online. If you want to be like really out there like I do all the time, you can. If you just want to be yourself, you can too. It's all a matter of perspective, and you need to figure out in that regard what makes you different from everybody else. So let's go ahead and switch here really quick. So now I'm going to quickly turn the time over to my wife here, who goes by Phineapoo. And she'll talk just a little bit about how, if you're just in it to support somebody else, or you have a friend who's going to be creating content, how you can support them and show support as well. So, honey?
Okay. Word of caution, I have anxiety, so if I stutter, I'm sorry. First off, can everybody hear me okay, especially the live stream? Can they hear me okay? Am I talking loud enough? Yes? No? Maybe? Kinda, sorta? We're good? Okay. So, as my husband, Phineapoo, or Peter is his real life name, hashtag name reveal, has said, I am his wife, and it's sometimes, I'll admit, hard supporting him, especially when he has to spend a lot of time in front of a computer. He has to do a lot of editing on his videos. He has to do a lot of live streaming, and I'm a very needy person. I like spending time with my husband, and so sometimes I get a little selfish. I'm like, why can't you just put that off until tomorrow? Or, you know, why is this so important? Why does this take so long? And there's been a lot of, you know, probably TMI, but there's been a lot of nights where I go to bed alone because he does a lot of things at nighttime since he has a normal day job during the day. But that being said, it's his dream, and I love him, and so therefore his dream is my dream. To see his success, in a way, kind of gives me success. So I guess the whole point that I'm trying to make is that the biggest analogy that I could give is, think of like if it's a kid, for an example, you're trying to support a child. Say they come to you and they really want to be a part of the football team, and they're like, Mom, I thought about it, I want to try out, I think this would be really amazing.
Yes, I am, but you most definitely are not welcome to the family.
And so, but you tell them, you know what, football's dangerous. You could get a concussion. You could, you know, hurt yourself. It's a very physically demanding. You have to do a lot of workout. And so you therefore tell them, no, you cannot join the football team. But they come back to you and say, well, Mom, just what if? Just what if with me? What if I become a really good football player? What if I get a scholarship, a full ride scholarship to college? What if I'm a really great quarterback on a college team? What if I get to go into the NFL? What if I get to be on the Super Bowl and, you know, win a Super Bowl? And that can all start by being a football player in high school. So kind of using that with YouTube, my sweetheart's lovely what if is, what if I can make this my real job? What if I, you know, make it big? What if I'm able to have millions and millions of subscribers and this can be our main source of income? You never know unless you try, and it helps them to have that support system. It helps them to know that somebody's cheering for them, because not every single video is going to be successful. You're going to have flops, you're going to have mistakes. You know, we're human, we're not perfect. That being said, my biggest support is wearing merchandise. I'm wearing it right now. It says family member, since that's what he calls his subscribers, or fans, so to speak. Since his name's Phineapoo, we spell family with a PH, so hence the name family member. So, you know, I wear his merchandise. I talk to all my friends at school about him. I tell them, you know, make sure you subscribe. We're about to go live soon. Make sure you join us. You can even ask them, how did your stream go? You know, you could say, what happened? What did you play? How did it go? Will you teach me how to play it? Like, I know there was once that I played Minecraft. I didn't really like it, but he's trying to change that. You know, just be involved. Kind of also wrapping it up, if you're a parent, sometimes being in the same room with them as they stream, because I know you're probably concerned about their internet safety, especially if they're at a young age. Or at least, you know, become a subscriber to their channel. Like, I'm subbed to his channel, hence why I'm on the live stream right now. But yeah, just be involved as much as you can, and that is the biggest support that you could ever be to your content creator.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
All right. So, with that, it's time to jump in. It's time to get our feet wet. It's time to start creating content. Why am I clapping my hands like this? I don't know. All right. We're going to be going through the recording flow first. There's two different flows that we're going to be going through. The recording flow and the streaming flow. We'll start with the recording flow because it's a little bit more intense, and then we'll go to the streaming flow afterwards. So this flow is something that sort of is a perpetual motion machine. Once you get it started and you get into a rhythm, it won't stop. You start with the idea or thought, and you guys have already acted on that your very first time by coming here and saying, I want to start making content. I want to go live on Twitch. I want to record videos on YouTube. I want to be a live streamer on Mixer. You've had that idea or thought, and you started playing. You came here and you're like, maybe I can get some tips or tricks. This is the only time it will loop back is when you make your first video or your first stream. You'll loop back and you'll say, okay, what do I want to do? Let's go ahead and ask. What do you guys want to do? What are some things you want to do? You can just spit out answers. All right, so play a game.
Repeat answers. We can't hear the audience very well.
Okay, so we've got playing games that people would want to watch. I know you guys were doing League of Legends before we started. That one's a big one. What are some other options? What are some other things that you guys want to do? Or you all want to do gaming? We got a whole bunch of gamers here? Sweet. All right, so we'll use that as the main example. You have an idea. You want to play games, and then you figure out what type of game. Yes?
Art and we have Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, Art and Mario Kart from the live chat. Excellent. So this will apply to those as well. Mario Kart is a game, so that will apply perfectly. Art, all you have to do is adjust a few of the things that I do in order to make it work. But you start with the idea, I want to upload this type of content. Then you go into the planning phase. I'll use Minecraft as an example because that one's something that I do a lot on my channel. It's like, okay, I want to play Minecraft. I want to, let's see, what do I want to do during this video? Let me start planning here. I want to go and play Bed Wars on a server. Okay, well sweet, now I gotta set up the software. We're gonna get into that here in just a few minutes. We're almost there. Then I'll start recording. It's like, okay, we'll go through the flow. That's pretty easy enough to do. After that, we go up to the editing portion. I now have an hour-and-a-half footage of me playing Bed Wars. Do I really want to upload an hour-and-a-half all at once? Especially since my computer is pretty average, but internet can be a pain at times, and uploading that hour-and-a-half footage can take quite some time. I'd rather condense it all together into a 15-minute clip, and then upload that 15-minute clip of highlights. So that's what the editing is. And that finalizing and uploading, I'm going to look through that 15-minute clip. I'm going to be like, okay, is this the way I want it? Yes? Okay, online it goes. Well, that was fun. I really enjoyed playing Minecraft. You know what? I would love to do that again. Huh. What can I do differently this time? See where this is headed? And it just sort of goes up and around in a cycle. Once you get into that flow, it's very hard to stop it. Very, very hard to stop it. That's slightly different from the streaming flow. Notice how much shorter it is. Live streaming, you can't necessarily plan for. So what you can do is you can prepare for your live stream. It's like, I would like to do this, but what if this happens? Well, let me go ahead and do this. You can prepare, you can get yourself ready. It's like, okay, I want to live stream Minecraft. Well, let's go ahead and let's get ready to do Bed Wars. Oh, people don't want to see Bed Wars? Well, then we'll jump over to the creative plots and we'll just build something or something along those lines. You can just prepare. Obviously, you got the software set up. We'll show you that in a few minutes. And then you just jump straight into streaming. Most websites that offer streaming services will automatically upload your live stream after it's done. So you don't have to worry about the finalizing or the uploading. The only problem is once you do it online, it's on there. You can take it down after the fact, but if you're keeping up the entire stream, what's on the stream's on the stream. So, but then you have fun. You're like, I enjoyed that. Let's do it again, you know? And then it goes up and around and around. All right, we can go ahead and flip to the next one. So why is the software setup so important? Any ideas? Why is software setup so important? Exactly. You want to make sure everything is ready before you start. You want to make sure that it's the way you like it. That's why it's so important. I'll help make sure you guys get it the way you're wanting it. So we can go ahead and flip to the next slide, please. Oh, what's that? Graphics. Oh, yep. We got somebody in the chat saying graphics. We want to make sure everything's looking sharp, crystal clean.
So you don't interact with sirens?
Yes, so you don't interact with viruses. That's also a very important thing from the chat. All right, so here's a few reasons I came up with. These to be set up correctly in order to maximize the performance of your computer. If you don't have that software set up correctly, especially since you're all wanting to do games of some sort, if you don't have your software set up properly, it can eat up your CPU and it can kill the performance of both your computer and your game that you're doing, because it's focused so much on the streaming side of things. Proper setup can make sure your video and stream are looking great and professional, like you were mentioning, the chat was mentioning, and then it will also give you confidence. If it's looking good, you'll feel better about it, about putting it out there. All right, we can go ahead and flip to the next slide here.
We have a question. What is bitrate?
What is bitrate? Well, let's go ahead and flip to the next slide and find out. And give you the one-slide crash course really quick on what bitrate is. So this is going to be an important thing, and I'll show you more about it once we dive into the software itself. Why bitrate is so gosh darn important. So bitrate refers to the amount of data that is transferred in a second. So you might have seen an upload-download speed when it comes to your internet connection. It'll say Mbps, that's megabits per second. That tells you how much data is being transferred in a second over the internet. So right now, I'm streaming at 1500 bitrate, which will give me about 1.5 megabits per second, I believe, if I did my math correctly there. And that should give me about, on a low end, a very buffering 720, so an HD stream, or a low quality 480. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Basically, higher the bitrate is, better quality, but at the cost of your CPU. Lower bitrate, less CPU usage, but the cost of overall quality. So find a balance between the two that works with your computer, that doesn't affect other things that you're doing on the computer at the same time. All right. Last few things. Branding. We talked about it a little bit before. Coming up with a name for yourself. So right now, we're going to start on our first little thing that I want to make sure we get out there. You guys need to come up with some sort of name for yourselves. Like whether it's a gamer tag that you want, or you can just straight up use your regular name. I want you to come up with something for your channels. Are you guys wanting to do Twitch, Mixer, or YouTube? Is a good question. Figure out which one you want to do, or all three. Figure out what you want to do. Figure out a name for yourselves. I'm going to give you guys about 2 to 3 minutes here, and to figure that out, and then we'll go through and figure out names. You already got a name? You already do? Oh, perfect. All right. So, your gamer tag or the name that you want to use. Baseball what? Baseball Smash. So we've got Baseball Smash. Moonwolf. Moonwolf. Coltec. All right. Lady Glitter Sparkles. And.
I like that.
And what? Kaiju Munch? Alright, Kaiju Munch. Alright, so we got names for yourselves. Now you gotta figure out what other types of branding. Yes?
F1 says, choose a good name so it attracts people to your channel.
Oh, and we also have a raid as well going on in the chat. For those of you who don't know raids, other content creators will jump onto your channels and streams and stuff like that after their streams to say hi, bring viewers, that type of thing. So we just had a raid happen during the live stream. I want to say hi to Miss Samantha and the crew, and I'll let Phineapoo Girl handle the chat here while it's blowing up. But branding, yes I am, but you most definitely are not garbage. I don't know who joined the family. Those are my alerts, so I do apologize for that. But for branding, these are different brandings that I've done through the years. Think of some sort of design that you want to use as your logo or as your channel art. It's very important to have those on there to make sure your page looks professional. So when people join your page, they'll look at it and they'll say, "Oh, that's something that interests me," and then they'll be intrigued to click on your stream or video and that type of thing. I do a lot of Minecraft, Roblox, that type of thing. This one you might have seen on my sweater over here. That one in the top corner is one that I'm using right now, and then this is one that I've used in the past as well. Figure something out that identifies you, that kind of mirrors your personality. And we'll have you go ahead and flip to the next slide for me. Thank you. So establish who you are. Give yourself personality, your name, an intro, an outro, channel art, etc. So you might hear the still piece of garbage come up now and again. That's something that's common on my channel. That's a branding thing. That's something that I normally do. Make sure you set up your social media. Once you start getting into it, set up your social media as soon as possible, whether that's Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that, Snapchat. Set those up early so that you can secure your name on there first off if you haven't already, and so that people can find you and interact with you. Find your niche. What do you like doing? We talked about it before, you know, games. I think everybody has games here. Anybody in the chat, do you like, you know, first-person shooters, live art drawings, reaction videos, storytime vlogs? Figure out what you want to do. And then, and there it is again. Yes, I am, but you most definitely are not garbage. Make informed connections with other content creators. This is the last thing that we'll cover before we actually dive into the nitty-gritty, the how-to part of it. Making connections and communities. I'm actually glad Miss Samantha rated me, and she can actually tell me live about this. We'll have you flip to the next slide here for me. A FNA-TASTIC tale. So one of the communities that I've come to know and love really well on YouTube is called the FNA Nation. For those of you who don't know what FNA is, it's just a misspelling of the word fan. You know, you're super excited, you're like, oh, I'm a huge fan, and as you're typing it out, you misspell, and it's FNA instead of FAN. It was actually started by 4 different creators: Effect20, Wild Goat, Miss Samantha, who actually just rated me, and Rat Dad. They were established as a safe community amongst the negativity of the internet, and the goal was to one day become a safe haven. And I'll ask Miss Samantha right now, how has that affected you, if you're watching still, Miss Samantha, how has that affected you in the long run, being a part of FNA Nation? We'll go ahead and flip to the next slide, and I can start reading a few different quotes from these different creators about FNA Nation. This one's from Effect. We are all that believe in family, respect, fun, adventures, caring for others, and 100% not about numbers or look at me or it's all about me. We want to change that about YouTube. We want to grow a community that no matter where you are, you feel appreciated, cared for, and that you matter. All right, next up, we've got Rad Dad. For me, knowing why I do YouTube is to have fun with my kids and give them learning opportunities, helps put everything else into perspective. For me, having success on YouTube means the opportunity to connect with other people like me and to be a part of a community that I can share with my kids. Doing this with friends makes everything so much more fun, and finding that support group is such a boost. And then finally, we have Wild Goat. We are friends. It's wonderful to realize that even if we did not have YouTube channels, we're still friends. I am thankful that I have met them and got to spend any amount of time with them. They are all extremely important to me, and yeah, I don't have any other tips than make friends. Miss Samantha, awesome. Make friends, see who you can and cannot work well with. Isn't this something to just jump into and throw together? Or this isn't something to just jump into and throw together. And then Miss Samantha just messaged, it has been a wonderful cushion against trolls. Knowing friends have my back makes the trolls less effective. So, thank you to everyone. Great timing, by the way, for the raid. So, that's what I hope each of you are able to do. That's how I define success, is having a community. Once you have a community behind you, you'll notice that it's something that helps lift your spirits, you know, gives you a safe cushion, things like that. I can see you guys are probably going to end up becoming a condition. What's up?
Says Phineapoo FNA.
Oh, IFNA effect. All right, let's go ahead and flip to the next slide. It's time to get into it. So make sure you guys are on screensaver. Make sure you've opened up Streamlabs, and we're actually gonna go ahead and jump into Streamlabs here. I'm gonna have Phineapoo girl move here really quickly. All right, we've ended the slideshow.
They want to see your face.
They want to see my face. Well, unfortunately, the camera is a little bit wonky right now, so I can't show the face. Maybe I can. We'll try here. See, it's wonky. Hi, how's it going? You get to see me briefly. All right, so we'll go back to this. So right now, what you're seeing is my live chat. You can actually see them up there. Hey Toby, how's it going? This is Streamlabs while it's moving. This is what's going on in the background. So everybody here is watching right now. Everybody's having a good time. Those of you in the chat, I've got a group around me right now who is interacting on Streamlabs as well. So they're going to be learning as you guys are flying through. So if you want to say hi or interact with them, they can also interact with you. That is A-OK. This is one big class, online and in person. This is probably more of what you actually see. Hello, the endless tunnel of death, as I like to call it. The endless tunnel. Over here, on this side, you can scooch over here, you can go back to whatever you want to do. I'm going to be interactive. Well, I'm going to interact with this a lot, so whatever ends up working. Right over here is all your different scenes. As you can see, maybe, that is quite a bit of scenes right here. A lot of these I use when it comes to my live streams. I do a lot of live streams and stuff like that. That's what I use. You will probably only have one on yours right now. Let me go around and make sure you each have a scene on yours. Yep, you've got scene. You've got scene. That's good. You've got scene. You've got scene. You've got scene. Excellent.
F1.
F1 says something. Stay motivated to keep recording videos. If you do not, if you're not motivated with your videos, it demotivates you to keep recording and streaming. Agreed. Agreed. So, let's go down here. We're gonna have you guys create your first scene and your first source. So if you go to this plus right here, go ahead and click Add New Scene, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it, and I'll name it Demo. There we go. And now it flicks to a black screen. So right now my stream is seeing a black screen. So I apologize to my stream ahead of time. I apologize to my stream ahead of time. You guys are going to be used. You're going to be used. There we go, demo. After you've set up your first scene, go to sources, and you're gonna go ahead and click on that. Now you're gonna pop up with a laundry list of things. Don't worry about widgets right now. We'll have a tutorial probably next month or the month after. That's an intermediate, and we'll start using widgets and stuff there. Right now, all you have to worry about is we will do a window capture. Click on window capture, and then click add source. So, to my viewers at home, I apologize. I will go ahead and quickly switch it so you guys can see what's going on here as well. There you go. So once you click, there we go. Endless tunnel of death, I apologize. Alright, you can name it whatever you want. I would keep it as window capture. What window capture should be doing, after you do that, you hit add new source. It will give you, a capture of the window. So you can specifically set whatever program you want as your window capture. Right now, I've got it set on my settings. You can click down. You can set it to Microsoft Edge if you have that open or whatever. If you still have League of Legends open, it should also select League of Legends. So go ahead and select what you would like. There we go. It just overlaid. Oh, that was 10 out of 10. That was 10 out of 10. I'm going to go ahead and delete that really quickly. There we go. Because it's not in my demo scene anymore.
Oh, Toby wants you to talk about your Doritos every time you see them.
I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
There you go. So, go ahead, open up some sort of program that you want to use as your first real recording. If it's League of Legends, if it's Minecraft, if it's Fortnite, whatever the case may be, open it up here really quickly. I'm going to go around and see what's going on. Make sure it opens in a windowed mode and it doesn't open in full screen. You can even use Internet Explorer if you want. Let's see here. Technical difficulties, please. All right. Yes, I need to get out of the demo screen, don't I? I got to remember that it's for everybody. There we go. Now you can see yourselves. Ta-da! There we go. Alright, and then once you've got it up, let me know. Just give me a thumbs up, something along those lines. Once you've got your windowed thing, if you guys need help, just wave me down. Oh, we got two. Okay, if the league is not working, if window capture is not working, go ahead and go to game capture. And then use source, and then you should be able to do that. And you can capture in full screen or a specific window, and then scroll down. There you go. Yep. Perfect. Go ahead and just keep that right there. What's up?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so you've got Microsoft Edge open right now. You've got that on the window capture. That's one of the things with Microsoft Edge is it gets you like a whole bunch sometimes. Just go ahead and keep selecting until it shows up right here in the window. Sometimes it won't show up at all. And if that's the case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go down here to the plus. I'll let you do it. And I'll let you go to display capture. And then click add source. And then it will automatically just capture everything here, add new source. And it will just go ahead and capture absolutely everything. So when you put this on full screen or partially, it'll appear that way. So.
What happened? So I just click done.
Okay. And are you guys?
That's pretty good.
It's not letting you select league at all. Alright, so
From,
is that the same case for you as well? Alright, so what you guys will want to do, you'll want to go back to the plus and sources.
That's
Yeah,
all
go ahead and
progress.
go into that. And then you'll want to do game capture instead. And then add new source once you
Work for what?
want to. And then
So there's
you'll
a
want
few
to, instead of saying capture any full screen application, scroll down to capture
between
window. There should be at the top
CPU
there.
and GPU. That's actually my notes to go over what CPU and GPU.
Alright, and then it should allow League of Legends. So capture specific window, and then window, and
This is very informative.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it as a so we're going to do a beginner, which is like
and it might take a little bit for it to come up because
something like this.
in
And then
full
we're going to do
XG
intermediate, which is
right
like,
now.
which is
You are?
bitrate, specific things, formatting, and stuff like that. And then advanced, which is like going
drag it down a
like
little bit.
5 videos. Like, how do
Go ahead and click
you
play.
make this stuff happen? So we're going to do it in groups of 3 as we get things together. Yeah, and I hope that we can get more people. We might do another beginner class because we're supposed to have more people come. But
Sometimes it looks
yeah, that's the thing is I think with the weather and stuff. Yep. So that's the guess. Is that I'm thinking.
Let's go. Although I do have some coworkers saying I thought I would have to do this.
I think you look like a college student.
And if that's still you'll want to use display capture instead. And then display capture will just capture your entire window.
Or they look like you.
Alrighty. So, how is it coming along for everybody? You're oh, that's good. Alright, so it looks like the majority of you guys are having issues with getting the game to capture. Sometimes that does happen. Certain computers just will not show it the right way. If that is happening to you guys, you'll want to go instead, let me scroll down here. You'll want to go down to display capture. So you can also add a source that way, and you can just do straight up display capture. What that will do is that will capture your entire screen. As you can see, that's what it's doing right now. It's capturing the entire screen, and then it's filtering it down. You can use that, especially if you have a multiple screen setup. That one works really well. Or what you can do is you can just crop it down to the location that you're going to have your game. That's probably the best way to do it if you're not having it work out so well. Like he's saying here, some games don't like game capture, and that does tend to happen on occasion. You can fiddle with it and figure out which games do, which games don't, and you can use display capture as the solution. Let's see how the chat's going here. Yes, F1 makes a good point. Expect haters. They'll come on, just try to tear you down, but just keep your spirits up. Ivy Slater. Want to stream games like Slither.io, but I don't have the money to order something to record with. I don't know how to cleanly edit footage. Is there any way to get around these issues? Yes, so you can live stream directly. That doesn't take any editing because everything that you do will automatically be uploaded. And it makes sense because it's a live stream. If you're doing a game like Slither.io, I believe that's just online. You don't need money for something to record with as long as you have a computer. If you have a computer of any shape at home, it doesn't have to be one of these laptops or a really big beefy tower of some sort. Just any computer, you can use STREAMLABS OBS. They do their best to update it so that it's minimal working on your CPU. And as long as you set it up properly to work with your CPU settings, you'll be okay. How do you make it work with your CPU settings? Quite easy. There's this little gear icon in the top corner that's the settings. I'll go ahead and click on it for now, and you can go into it. I'll let you guys go into it as well. Down here is video, and that will give you the resolution. You can go, you can do what FPS is, you can go, upscale, downscale, whatever the case is, and you can also go through the audio as well. You can go into more advanced stuff. We're not going to worry about that right now. That's more for another day. And then down here is the general stuff. But most of the stuff you'll need to worry about is just, especially if you're live streaming, is right here. I'll explain how to get your stream key in a moment. And yes, I am, but you most definitely are not garbage. You don't need to worry about output mode except for this right here, the bitrate. So we'll let you guys get to output. get to the bit rate. And in fact, makes a good point. Streamlabs also does have a great mobile app. So if you're wanting to stream a mobile game, you can actually have all your Streamlabs settings on your phone as well. So if you're doing a mobile stream, you can do that. Even if it's just like a vlog, an out and about vlog, you can have that Streamlabs going. All right. So the bit rate right now. What's bit rate? Remind me. Perfect. Amount of data being transferred in a second. So right now I have a low bit rate. At home I can get about 2,500 to 3,000 on the bit rate. This 1,500 bit rate is a little bit low. The reason I have that is going over Wi-Fi. That's the first reason. Usually a hardwired connection will be a little bit easier. An Ethernet connection will be a little bit easier when you're doing a live stream. If you're just uploading, that doesn't have as much of a factor. Second off, bitrate will also take into account how good a quality your video is. If you have a low bitrate but you're streaming at 4K or whatever the case is, I'll use that as an example, it's gonna buffer a lot. You're gonna have a lot of glitches in your stream. It's not gonna look good, and it's gonna turn out worse than if you had actually just streamed at a lower quality. So that's reason number two. Reason number one was connection. Reason number two was quality. Reason three, I'm doing it in public, stuff like that. I want to make sure it's a little bit of a, quote unquote, lower end PC. I tend to associate laptops with lower end. That isn't necessarily the case, but these are somewhat older computers, and so older computers will tend to take a little bit longer for processing, so you'll want a lower bit rate. When it comes to at-home use, if you're doing this at home and you're going to be recording a video, my suggestion, start at 2,500. Start at 2,500. You probably have that on there right now, but if you're going to do a higher quality video, start it at like 3,000 or 3,500. If you're doing a lower quality video for quicker use or quicker stream, do it 2,000 or 1,500. Start at those points. Don't be afraid to mess around with the settings at all. Don't be afraid to mess around with those settings. Your encoder. You don't really have to worry much about your encoder. The software X264 is fine. You can also use NVENC if you want, but not necessarily the case. All right. Any questions so far? Yes.
So, what does that do? Are we going to go back to that?
Yes, I'm going back to that right now.
I'm getting confused.
Yes, and I do apologize. I have ADHD, and I tend to jump around all over the place, and I'm pretty sure that shows. And this is our first run, making sure everything's good. So,
This is our first learning.
exactly. Well, we're learning together. So window capture, what that did is that took what's on your screen and it put it onto what other people will be able to see. So, for instance, if you've got your Streamlabs open right now, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this right now. And we'll go, we'll just stick on video game. So right now, I've got it on, I believe, a window capture. And a display capture, apparently. But I've got it on a window capture. So what it's doing is it's taking the entire window you see here, and it's like, okay, I need to project that onto what other people are going to see. And so they put it into that display window right here on your editor. And that shows you what everybody else will see. Now, the reason you get this little tunneling effect is because when I put it up there, it's also still a part of the window. And so it's like, oh, I'm going to put that on the display as well. And then it just kept going down, 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 down. So you can do that with pretty much any window. If I were to pull up Internet Explorer right now and pull that so everybody can see it, and we'll let you guys mess around. You can open whatever window you want if you have it on display capture or window capture. I
You
believe
want me to-
it's more prominent display capture. If you don't have a display capture, let's just do it with display capture actually. If you don't have a display capture, go ahead and add that source. No.
Oh.
Yeah. So that display capture should show up, and you should have that windowed effect on your own Streamlabs. Does everybody have that windowed effect? Awesome. The eternal tunnel. All right. And you don't need your settings open right now. All right, perfect. You should have that same tunneling effect on your computer as well. That window in. Yeah, exactly. So, once you have that, you've captured your display. Everybody, when you go live or you record, would see that right now. So, you might want to make that a little bit more professional looking. Go ahead and click on whatever game. I know you guys had League open on a lot of them, so go ahead and open League of Legends. If it's already open, just go ahead and click it to the front. There you go, and pull it down just a little bit so that you can see your screen. Yep. And then you should be able, if you pull it down, you should be able to see that tunnel, and then you should be able to see that window of League starting to become the tunnel. All right. All right. Awesome. So what we're gonna do now, so that you can see the game a little bit better, is we're gonna shrink the window for Streamlabs. So I'm gonna shrink the window here on mine, so you can see it, like so. And I'll let you go ahead and open something like Internet Explorer. Alright, now all of a sudden everybody on my stream can see Internet Explorer. They can see the news. R. Kelly's bond set at $1 million. Anyway. So go ahead and shrink that down and put it to the one side here. Alright. Perfect, right there. That's great. So when you shrunk your window down, let me go ahead and take a look. So yeah, go ahead and shrink your window down a little bit. And then if you want to resize it so it's fitting about half your screen. Yeah. Go ahead and resize your windows if you haven't already. Make sure that Streamlabs is on half your screen. And then the thing that you're going to be using as like what you want to record on your other half, whether that's League, Internet Explorer, or Explorer. You didn't hear that from my mouth. Or Minecraft, whatever. All right, excellent. All right, so now what you can do is you can see over here, I can interact with this side and see what's going on this side. See that working over there? I'm going to go ahead and resize my window a little bit better here. Oh, no, you did a fine job. I just need to resize OBS completely.
Do you know how to snap it?
I do not know how to snap on
So
these.
what you can do is drag it to the side, and it'll snap to half. Yep, all the way.
Oh,
Just like that.
perfect.
And then you can choose your other half.
Perfect. Let's do that one. Perfect. Now you know.
Yeah, so that's snapping it. And you can do that with up to 4 screens at the same time. So if you take it to the corner, you can have 4 quadrants.
Perfect. All right. So if you're snapping on a single screen like that, click drag all the way over to one side, and then select your other one. So yeah, I learn something new every day too. So I normally have a two screen setup. So I'm not used to the snapping part of it.
Yep. and then you snap it to half.
Is the league not snapping?
No, because league is the same window always.
Alright.
The league won't, but everything else will. Because you can't make that big a window.
Yeah, you can just sort of set it to where you feel comfortable right now.
It's the only one that you can't do that to.
Yes, so like wireless.
So we'll use that. Excellent. Once you have it to this point, give me a thumbs up. Perfect. All right. Moving forward. Now you can see your window over here and your window over here. Now we got to edit this so that people don't see the tunneling effect when you've gone live. How we do that on your display capture, so you right click on display capture in your sources and you go to filters. It should pull up with a no filters applied. Yeah, let's get a hashtag thanks Matt in the chat. Let's get that going.
It's a thing now.
Yeah, good.
All right. So you notice it's no filters applied. Go ahead and click on the plus for me, and I'll let you do that as well, honey. Go ahead and click on the plus.
For no filters applied.
Wait,
The
wait,
plus right over here.
Oh,
Yep,
oh,
there
that
you
little
go.
plus sign right there.
Yep.
Can you
Okay.
just click on the screen?
All right, now you've got different types of filters.
Like I
If
said,
it
I'm
wasn't
doing like
wireless
3
display,
different things
yes.
at once.
If we were using, because that's an actual
I'm
computer by
reading your
itself.
chat.
it's,
I'm trying to be your little clicker person.
We're gonna try and make that.
So click on the filter
But
type
since you're broadcasting,
Type.
Yep,
Okay.
and
We
scroll
can't do that
down
because that would have to be
to crop
Got it.
/ pad.
Crop/pad. Got it. Okay.
Then you can name it whatever you want. Oh, she's naming it.
what if I like that name?
I love that.
No. No, honey. Anyway. There you go. And then click done once you're done. Now you'll notice this pops up right here. Now you can crop it how you'd like to crop it. Left, we'll crop it from the left. Top, we'll crop it from the top. Right, we'll crop it from the right. And bottom, we'll crop it from the center. No, we'll crop it from the bottom. So go ahead and crop it how you'd like so that only the one window shows up. If you want to go above and beyond, you can crop it so that it is proportionate to your window. So it has the horizontal look to it if you want to do it that way. If you've got League of Legends open, you can crop it so that it's only your League of Legends window. And I'll come around and check. So, so what you want to do is, it might be easier to type out the numbers instead of clicking them one at a time.
Yeah.
So go ahead and highlight it. And what will happen from left? So say punch in 100. And you might have to go to the top.
I did 1,000.
1,000 would take, so each number is a pixel that is being removed.
1,000.
So maybe or there you go, another shot. So just go ahead and use this.
950.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
what that is, it's
That's why I brought this. I
buttons.
don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so if you punch, so you want to keep going until it's where you want it to be. So if you're wanting just the League of Legends window, you're going to need to take off probably about 700. Maybe a little bit more, just kind of fiddle with it. And then do the same thing with the top, and it'll come down to the top, bottom, and the bottom. I don't think you'll have to worry about that. Oh, and you got the window perfect. Awesome. Let's take a look here. And you've got it in half. Perfect.
Now instead of going to the top thing, can you just move this?
If you do end up clicking on these and trying to stretch them out, what will happen is it keeps it, yeah, it stretches the picture and it makes it so it doesn't work it that way. So if you were wanting to do something like that on a single window, my recommendation would be to try to also cut the bottom as well that you don't need, and then you'd be able to stretch it out and fit that entire viewing window. You've just about got everything set up for your first recording, live streaming, or whatever the case may be. Try whatever you like to try. Perfect. You're being and then you just let it. Yeah, it's really weird. So top, I don't think you. There we go. That would work perfect. And then behind you can actually probably have like 50. And then you'll want to cut a little bit more off this side in order to just get that calculator section. That's just what you want.
This side?
Yeah, so off of the left. Yeah. So I'd probably say like. Yeah, so what you're wanting to do, this is your Streamlabs section, and that's still part of it right there. You actually want to get rid of this whole thing right here. Yeah, because the Streamlabs right now, you don't want people to see the Streamlabs when you're streaming. So if you only have a single window, you'll need to crop that out. Actually, that wasn't quite enough. I'd say yeah, you still need about that much more. So I'd say put in about 9. There you go. And now you have just the calculator window showing. Yep. Yes. Yeah, and then you can mute the windows too, and I'll show you how to mute those. All right. How's everybody's trimming coming? That looks good. That looks good. Looks good. And looks good. All right. Next step. I'm not going to bother shrinking mine right now, but next step would be to stretch it. So say you got something like this. You're going to need to stretch your window to fill up as much of the screen as you can. So, go ahead. It's pretty straightforward. It should clip to the edges as much as you can. And then you can just go ahead and center it as you see fit. So what that centering does is it puts the window that you're wanting people to see in front. So, you know, if I wanted people to see all these news articles flipping through, which is what my stream is seeing right now, and I profusely apologize to you guys, but all these news articles are going to be what they see, and they're not going to see any of the Streamlabs side of things. From what I saw on each of your screens, you did it perfectly. You can stretch out those screens so people can see it. Yep. And then whatever window's on top will show in that little cropped section. All right. So you can fiddle with that on on your own time when you get home, that type of thing, with your own setups. You can either use window capture, display capture, or game capture for any of your windows that you're going to be using, any of the games you play, any of the things like that. You'll have to edit it the way that you like it, and you'll have to edit it the way that works. And it's okay to fiddle with it a little bit. The hope here today is that you're able to, get a window open, that you can have it up and running relatively soon. Next step, we're going to add another source. So go ahead and hit the plus. And this time, what I want you to do is I want you to add video capture device. And then go ahead and hit OK. And then name the source whatever you want to name it. This one's going to be a lot more straightforward, I can promise you that. All right. Once you do that, it should pull up your camera on your laptop. You don't have to worry about editing it at all. Just go ahead and click OK, and then you should have two sources now in your scene. Sure. Go ahead and click on your camera, resize it how you want to, and put it in whatever place you feel like you want to put it. And you'll have that working. In fact, let me go ahead and put my face on here so people can see on the stream. Go ahead and video capture device, and source, and we are actually going to do source high. It's a little bit clunky. And we will go properties. We're actually going to switch it to this webcam right here. Alright, so that webcam did not want to work, but that is A-okay. But that's the process. You go through it, and then you just aim it wherever you see fit. Alright. Is everybody up to speed? Any questions? I don't want to get too far without asking any questions. Yes?
Can you make this mirror?
Can I mirror it? Yes, as a matter of fact.
Flip it?
So if you right-click on your either the screen or the source that says video capture device, you can click on, I believe it's transform. If you click on that, there should be an option that allows it to flip in any direction that you want it to flip.
It says there's a whole bunch of reset.
So for mirroring, you'll want to flip, I believe it's horizontal.
There we go.
What's that? Oh, you're just
So you can see
exactly. Yeah, a lot of times when you've got the camera on, especially if you have like a logo on your shirt, it will say Xobs instead of Xbox, or whatever the case may be. You can hit that flip and then it will adjust properly. All right. Yeah, it throws a lot of people off. It's actually pretty good to have that flip so that you can see yourself as people would see you. All right, so now you've got the basics lined up. It's time for the audio. So go ahead and put on your headsets really quickly, at least on one ear, so that you can still hear and everything like that. Make sure that microphone is somewhat close to your face. All right. Now, if you check your audio right here, you might notice mine is bumping. I don't have a headset on, but if you click on that, oh, I don't want to touch it here. But
It won't do anything.
on that,
You can touch it.
okay.
Because we're wirelessly streaming.
Oh, gotcha. All right, but if you click on that little gear icon right there, thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
And you go to properties. You want to make sure your device is on your headset. So go ahead and click down on your device. You don't have to, dear. And make sure it's on your headset. And then click done once you're done.
Is it compatible with earbuds?
Huh?
Is it compatible with earbuds?
It is compatible with earbuds, yes.
Okay. Somebody was asking.
At least it should be. I haven't had it. Share it.
Oh, I'll get you a chair. I have a better chair than that.
Here you go, here. All right. Once you've got that, if you talk into your headset, you should see this move up. And it shouldn't be moving up when you're not talking, or at least it should be moving up very minimally. Is that working for everybody? Good? Excellent. All right, so that tells you that people are hearing you. They can interact. You want to try to keep that green line underneath the yellow and the red. If you start getting to the yellow, it starts getting a little loud for them, and if you get into the red, it can blow out speakers and stuff like that if people have it on too loud. So try to keep all your audio lower. Notice how I have mine down a little bit. It's because I tend to speak a little bit louder. My voice, when I'm speaking next to my microphone at home, tends to be a little bit louder. So minimize your audio to the point where if you even, if you raise your voice or yell or anything like that, it's not going to blow out people's speakers. It's okay to get into the yellow a little bit, not okay to get into the red. That tends to be a good balance. The one above it, you can go ahead and click done, dear. The one above it should say desktop audio device, or some form of that. That is okay to leave there. That's just going to capture whatever audio is coming from your computer. You can go to settings if you want and properties. You can go ahead and now. And in there, default usually works just fine, or you can select whatever speaker system you're using. If you're using your headsets like that, you can click on the speaker headset, and it will capture whatever's coming into your, headset. Or if you've got like a big old sound system set up at home, you can select that. Whatever the case may be there, that's how you set up the audio. It's literally everything you have to do with audio in order to get started.
Is there a way to get rid of the Internet Explorer?
Yes, you can click out of that now. Ariana Grande. All right. We'll go ahead and have the Windows logo up on screen. There we go. How's it going, chat? Welcome back. All right. So literally, that's pretty much everything you have to worry about. You've gotten your screen set up. You've gotten your audio set up. You've got your camera out, ready to record. Now you're ready to record if you want to. Down here, I'll give you quick information. Down here in the bottom left corner, we'll tell you how much CPU is being used on your computer. You want to try to keep that as low as you possibly can. The lower it is, the less work your computer is doing. Next up is your frames per second. Basically how smooth your stream's gonna look. The ideal is 60 frames per second. It's okay to stream at lower though. I don't recommend going any lower than 30 frames per second. Dropped frames. This one's an important one. This will tell you if your computer's working too hard. If your computer's working too hard, on occasion you'll get a dropped frame. What that does is it just removes one frame out of however many it's going, because it's just overloaded. It needs to, it's like, okay, we're not going to worry about that frame, we're just going to worry about the rest of the frames to try to catch up. If you start losing a lot of frames, that means your computer's not keeping up with your encoder. So you need to change some settings in order to make that work. Right now, you don't need to worry about that. That goes with the bitrate. That's basically what you're going to need to worry about. Just change the bitrate. If it's overloading, you can drop your bitrate. If it's doing fine and the CPU usage is super low, like I'm streaming right now and it's only at 15%, I could have bumped up my bitrate and been fine. So adjust it so that you have a high enough bitrate. That's how you balance. You have a high enough bitrate that it's going to be good quality, but it's low enough that it's not overloading your computer. Next, that's telling you how many kilobits per second it's going through. So it's about 16 kilobits per second. All right, that's pretty much everything. Down here, you've got record and end stream. The record button, obviously, records. Pretty straightforward. You can go into your settings under, I believe it's video. Let me double check that. No, it's not. It's in your settings. You can go down and you can find a file location. It will tell you where you can save your recordings. And then on your stream, I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But under recording, you can find a place where you'd like to keep your recordings. So like, you name a folder, My Recordings, or stuff like that. You can have that file location to My Recordings, hit record. Once you're done, you click record again and that will end the recording, and then you'll have a file that you can edit down later if you want to, or you can just upload it directly, however you want to end up doing it. On the streaming side of things, say you want to live stream. You can actually go in, and I'll show you my back end here. On my YouTube side of things, youtube.com. I'm probably logged in right now, aren't I? Yes, I am. I am logged in. See all my meme videos. There we go. Alright, we're going to go over to live streaming. And you'll see that that's what's called Creator Studio on YouTube. It's different for each type of software that you're using or streaming service that you're using. But this is what YouTube's looks like. Once you end up setting up your channels on YouTube, Twitch, or everything like that, you'll be able to find out what works for you, and you'll be able to look through. But right here is what it looks like stream-wise. Go ahead and scroll down in that window here. Down below here, you've got the title. You've got the description as well. People read underneath. Gaming, yada yada yada. Keep scrolling here. You can fill all these out depending on what type of video you're making or what type of game you're playing. Whatever the case is, that's on you guys, what you would want to put in there. Down here's the important part, the encoder setup. The server URL and the streamer key. I'm not going to reveal my stream key. I'm sorry, people who are watching this live, I'm not going to be revealing that. That is a very important thing. People who have that key can live stream on my channel. So if I were to give that out right now and everybody here would see it and everybody online would see it, they would be able to live stream on my channel. So, very important, do not reveal that online. Server URL doesn't matter. Server URL doesn't matter. It's the key that matters. So if you're wanting to live stream, what you would do is you would click reveal, copy, and then what you would do is after you copied it, you would go down here, and I'll let here we'll catch up. You'd go down here, you'd go to the settings, up here in that corner. You'd go to stream. In those settings, if you want to follow along, you can. And then you would paste the stream key right there. And then in those services, so if you're live streaming on Twitch, you would scroll down, you'd say Twitch. If you're live streaming on YouTube, you'd say YouTube, Mixer, etc. And then you want the primary server is the most important one. And then after you paste it in there, you hit done. And then you will be ready to stream. That's all you have to do. So again, going through it here really quickly. You go ahead. So glad the stream these days. I know, right? Alright, so again, after you get the window set up, easiest way is display capture. Then you pull up your camera if you're wanting to have a camera. You set that where you want to. Double check your audio. If you're getting ready to stream, you'll put your stream key in and everything like that. If you're not streaming, you'll set up a folder in order to have your recordings. Then you can stream, you can record, and then it's just a matter of uploading. If you're recording, you don't have to worry about uploading if you're just directly streaming. Like I said before, streams typically just go directly onto your channels after you're done streaming, whether that be on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, whatever the case is. And that's pretty much everything. What questions do you guys have right now? And then what we'll do is we'll have you each go through it one more time. Any questions? No questions? Yes.
Do you do chroma key?
Yes, I can do chroma key. Whoops, sorry. I can do a chroma key really quickly. I'll show you how to do that. Typically, you'd have obviously like a green screen in the background or something along those lines. But it's pretty straightforward. I already actually have one named green screen. It's also under those filters. So if you right-click on the one that chroma keys use most on is your camera. So right-click on your camera right now and go to filters. And you'll want to add a filter. So go ahead and hit that plus for me. And then, yep, scroll down. There you go. And I'm waiting for her to catch up here. So, obviously, click on the filter type, scroll down, and you'll want to go to. Which one is it? Oh, you have to scroll down through here even further. There you go. I was like, why is it not showing up? Chroma key. There it is. And then it should pop up with the window after you hit done. And then it pops up with this window right here. So you can choose what color your green screen is. Most of the time it's green, but there's blue green screens, magenta green screens, whatever the case may be. These things right here will tell you basically fine-tune adjust so that you're not washed out. Most of the time when you're doing this, similarity means the higher it is, anything that's remotely similar to green will be removed. So even that like orange Amazon bag right there would probably start looking grainy. Probably her blue sweatshirt would start looking a little bit grainy as bits and pieces, tiny remnants of green would be taken out. Those shirts right there would be completely see-through. He'd be a ghost. He'd be a ghost right now. If similarity is at 1, it has to be a very specific shade of green in order to be removed.
You stand in front of the screen here.
What?
So,
Oh.
yeah.
For my green?
He turns black.
He turns black? Let me take a look here really quick
That's
at what
nice.
you've got here.
This is a good solution.
Oh yes, so what ends up happening, the reason that he turns black is because what's going to be placed in there is what's underneath. So if you put a green screen on there, and Matt, if you want to walk around, I don't know if you guys have all placed green screens on.
We'll show, yeah, this is a good solution to this. This is fine.
So you might be able to see underneath and everything like that.
So it's like
Maybe crank up some. Not all the way though. Oh yeah. That's great. Smoothness, what that will do is that will kind of take away the grainy look from it, and it will kind of flatten everything out. It's like, okay, you know, yes. So the reason there's a difference is this is just a preview screen. So that will tell you, okay, that green got filled away. If you click done, what happens is that green, just for a second, that green is now being taken out. What you're seeing underneath is calculated. So if you have a green, yeah. So what's happening is that color is being pulled away from your background. Say you've got that green screen behind you. That green will be pulled away, and instead what will be placed in place is like your game, or you know, the portion of your game that you're in, or anything like that. So back to this, smoothness will just basically smooth everything out, make it a little bit more even. And key color spill reduction, what that will do is it will mute your colors. So if you're looking green to it, it will mute that and it will make it a little bit more gray to naturalize the color. You can also change the contrast, the brightness, the gamma. You can have a lot of fun with the green screen settings, and it really depends on the exact green of your green screen, like what ends up working the best for you. So you can just fiddle with these. These are the three main ones that you're going to need to fiddle with. You can even go down to a custom color. Instead of green, you can click on that, click on custom color, and then you can like pick an exact color that you want as your background color. And you can do that with any color that you want. If you wanted to, if you had a red green screen, you could remove red. That would flush you out a little bit, but it would work. If you had a black green screen, white green screen, whatever the case may be, you can change all those settings. So one of the best things that you can do now, when you get home, install Streamlabs and fiddle around with it. See what works best in your settings, what works best for your presentations, that type of thing. This live stream will be up on my channel probably, let's see, we've been live for about an hour and a half now. So it'll be up in about 30 minutes to an hour. So by the time you get home, it should be up and running. And you can take a look, go back, and you can take a look at each of the settings for yourselves. I highly recommend doing this sooner rather than later so that it will stick. Once you get into the habit of making sure everything's set up, what's great about Streamlabs is it will hold your settings. So you don't have to do this every single time. You really only have to do this once or twice, or any time that you want to fiddle with it. Last thing for Streamlabs. Up at the top, you might see my name up there. It says Phineapoo. You can link your Twitch, Mixer, YouTube accounts with this, and it will save your settings. So it will save literally everything. All this stuff that's over here is from my house. It's not saved on a flash drive. It's not saved from anything. So if it's uploaded onto a cloud. So if you end up like having a computer crash, you need to get a new computer or something like that, or you just are at a friend's house and want to stream, you can log in on Streamlabs on their computer with your account, and all your settings will come in. And then all you have to do is just adjust the fine-tuned settings to work with their environment, and you're good to go. Any last questions? All right. So this is my green screen background, just to let you know. This is what I use for the chroma key. So when I'm sitting at home in front of it, this is what people see at home. You got the live count, things like that. Those widgets and everything like that, I will show you guys how to do next time. I don't want to overwhelm you guys too much, and I've given you all the basics that you need in order to start streaming. So I wish you guys the best of luck. Be sure to jump on, like, and subscribe. obviously. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like and subscribe. But join me. Comment on this so that I know you guys were the ones here. I would love to interact with you guys, and you can ask me any questions you want in any of my live streams that I do. I normally do them later at night, or any of my videos. I interact on Discord as well, if you guys have Discord or Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. I'd love to help you guys out one-on-one as well, if you guys need help setting things up at home. So, yes. Where do you download Streamlabs? You can actually just Google search it. Streamlabs OBS is the name of the software. Streamlabs OBS, as you can see in the top corner there. You can Google that. I believe the first one is Streamlabs itself, and you can download that at home. And like I said, make sure you log in to Streamlabs or sign up to Streamlabs with your YouTube, Twitch, or Mixer accounts, and then it will save all your settings that you've got. Any final questions before we finish up? Yes? I do have a Discord server. It is linked in every single one of my streams, so when you get home, just Google search Phineapoo right here. It should pop up, and you can find my Discord there in any of the descriptions. If it's not in the description, actually, I'll just pull out my phone afterwards and take care of it for you. So, any other questions? All right, thank you guys so much for coming. Hope to see you guys next time. I don't know exactly when it'll be, if it's next month or the month after, we'll figure out something. We'll go a little bit more into depth about how to get this looking right, green screen a little bit more, all the widgets. We've got like the stream boss up there, so that's anytime somebody subscribes, you can have like some sort of interaction. We'll do with the I'm still a piece of garbage, you heard that, the little stream alerts. We'll have those set up for you. We'll have a little bit more fun with the little finer details. But thank you guys again so much for coming, and as always, I'm Phineapoo, and I'm signing off stream. Take care, everybody.